America will reopen. Texas is leading the way.
We've all been stuck inside to help stop the spread of the coronavirus, which, as of April 20th, has killed more than 41,000 Americans and infected over 2.4 million people worldwide. But everyone's favorite screaming right-wing conspiracy theorist and InfoWars owner, Alex Jones, took to the streets of Austin, Texas this past weekend to protest the state's stay-at-home orders. In an effort to reopen the state, protesters, many of whom are Trump supporters, joined in on the "You Can't Close America" rally alongside Jones, who was riding in the sunroof of an InfoWars-branded tank-esque truck, shouting nonsense through a megaphone. At some point, Jones ditched his tank truck and gathered shoulder to shoulder with a group of a few hundred people where his shouting continued. He can be seen with no mask on, shaking hands with folks who are praising him for his work. The Texas protest was the latest in a series of similar demonstrations across the country, including California, Kentucky, Maryland, Michigan, Ohio, and North Carolina. Last week, Trump seemingly endorsed these protests with tweets like "Liberate Michigan" and "Liberate Minnesota." Jones is probably most famous for calling the Sandy Hook massacre a hoax. He later admitted it was real, saying he had almost like a form of psychosis, where he basically thought everything was staged. Looks like he's back at it. If you want to learn more about how Alex Jones went from pushing bunk conspiracy theories to still apparently doing that, here's comedian Gary Richardson on Trump's favorite conspiracy theorist.
And I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it right now. I can't handle it more.
That's Alex Jones, founder and host of InfoWars, the internet's premier source for conspiracy theories and this tissue box that doubles as a gun holder.
Oh, yeah.
If you've ever heard someone from your high school yell 9/11 was an inside job, you can thank Alex Jones for that.
I'm a pioneer. I'm an explorer. My heart's big. It's got hot blood going through it fast.
And oh yeah, he has friends in high places.
I just want to finish by saying your reputation's amazing. I will not let you down. You will be very, very impressed, I hope.
But long before he had the soon-to-be president on his program, we have to go back to Texas, where a baby conspiracy theorist was born. Jones was born in 1974 in Dallas, but grew up in a small suburb called Rockwall. He moved to Austin in 1991, where he played on the high school football team before graduating in '93. He's now popular in certain conservative circles, but most of Jones's formative years were reportedly spent in the sack.
I'd already had probably, I hate to brag, so I'm not bragging, it's actually shameful, probably 150 women or more. That's conservative.
Separating himself even further from other adolescents in Texas, Jones picked up Gary Allen's 1971 book, None Dare Call It Conspiracy. That's where his interest in outlandish theories all began. And then he discovered his talent for, whatever this is.
God, look at this.
Before dropping out of community college, Jones began subbing in for host on Austin's public access station. His earliest conspiracy cases include the Waco siege. Jones claimed the government was behind the attack.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You don't stand up for the Constitution, you stand for zip, not a zero.
Another early case Jones sunk his teeth into was the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing that was carried out by domestic terrorist Timothy McVeigh. Jones again blamed the government. And yes, it was a government building that was destroyed. And he wasn't alone on that train of thought. His mailbox began overflowing with fan mail. And soon after, he was giving his very own show on ACTV, a public access station in Austin.
All right, come on public access and hang out. I'm on 24 hours a day, they say.
Yeah, pretty close.
Well, I can assure you, I don't make any money off public access.
At the same time, he was doing 3 hours of radio a day.
In my arms. Yeah, it's Alex Jones, baby.
Jones worked his way up the conspiracy ladder and today hosts a syndicated show titled The Alex Jones Show, where he espouses conspiracy theories that stretch from Joan Rivers being murdered by Michelle Obama to this.
I've been told this by high-up folks. They say, listen, Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. I never said this because the media go crazy with it, but I've talked to people that are in protective details. I mean, they're scared of her, and they say, listen, she's a frickin' demon and she stinks, and so does Obama. And I go, like what? Sulfur.
President Obama denies being a demon.
There's a guy on the radio who apparently Trump's on his show frequently. He said, me and Hillary are demons. Said we smell like sulfur. Ain't that something?
Hillary Clinton has yet to comment. After InfoWars.com launched in 1999, he began to build his empire of lies and bogus dietary supplements. InfoWars helped spread the Pizzagate scandal and post headlines like "Obama caught running ISIS" and "Why Obama brought Ebola to U.S. exposed." Although that is clearly million-dollar content, this isn't where the money is. Most of his income comes from selling dietary supplements and other junk on the site's store.
This is the best toothpaste out there.
The toothpaste may be fluoride-free, but some products have been found to have high levels of lead in them. Jones also continues to make a hefty chunk of change from the Hillary for Prison shirt, which quickly infiltrated the Republican base.
Hillary for president! Hillary for president!
It's no surprise that Jones, whose site garners 30 million visitors a month, has this much influence. But sometimes the testosterone is so much that his words just won't cut it. But ever since Jones popped his shirt back on, he's been taken a little too seriously. He's put several non-evidentiary claims into existence, such as Sandy Hook being a hoax.
Sandy Hook is a synthetic, completely fake, with actors, in my view, manufactured.
And his baseless claims have real effects. Influenced by Jones's non-factual rhetoric, a Florida woman sent death threats to a parent of an innocent child killed in the Sandy Hook massacre. In 2016, Jones promoted the Pizzagate conspiracy. Jones said there was a child sex abuse ring at a Washington pizza parlor that involved John Podesta and Hillary Clinton.
They go to these pizza places, there's like satanic art everywhere. There's art of these people where they're shoving children into women's vaginas.
After Jones pushed his theory on the millions who tune in, one took action. Inspired by Jones's words, a gullible dummy brought an AR-15 and other weapons into the DC pizza parlor and fired shots inside. The gunman said he wanted to self-investigate the conspiracy theory. No one was hurt, but Jones later apologized to the owner of the pizza joint for influencing the violent attack under false pretenses.
I made comments about Mr. Alefantis that in hindsight I regret and for which I apologize to him.
Aside from prompting his viewers to investigate these absurd, baseless claims, Jones also used his platform to influence them to vote for Donald Trump in the 2016 election, a relationship that had been brewing ever since his buddy and InfoWars contributor Roger Stone introduced the pair.
Obama, B-U-K-K-A-K-E, some Japanese thing.
Bukkake.
And our president is apparently a big fan of his. Trump has ushered many of Jones's most baseless theories into circulation. Like this about Ted Cruz.
His father was with Lee Harvey Oswald prior to Oswald's being, shot.
Well, he picked that up from InfoWars. And when Trump raised suspicions about Justice Scalia's death...
I just landed and I'm hearing it's a big topic, that's the question. And it's a horrible topic, but they say they found the pillow on his face.
Scalia found it's natural, nothing going on here. Oh, he's just died naturally. And you're like, whoa, red flag. And then you realize that Obama's one vote away from being able to ban guns, open the borders, actually have the court engage in its agenda. And now Scalia dies. I mean, this is hardcore.
Just days before Trump first questioned Hillary's mental fitness, InfoWars released a video. The truth about Hillary's bizarre behavior.
Weird seizures, psychotic facial tics, over-exaggerated reactions, coughing fits, strange lesions on her tongue.
Trump appreciated content like this so much that he reportedly called Jones after winning the presidency to thank him for his support.
And on my way here, Donald Trump gave me a call.
True or not, Jones helped get Trump elected, possibly more than any other news outlet. His good buddy Roger Stone even said so.
The role that you played, the role that InfoWars has played in fomenting this new American revolution should not be underestimated.
He may have played a big role in the election cycle, but his lawyers claim he is playing an even bigger role each time he dishes out one of his infamous red-faced rants, the role of a character actor. In a battle for custody of his kids, Jones' lawyer claimed the InfoWars host was much different off camera, saying he is nothing more than a performance artist, and he's claimed he's playing a character on the show. During a deposition, Jones said he couldn't remember what grade his kids were in because he had just eaten a big bowl of chili. He lost the case. During the heat of the 2016 race, nearly 4 million people visited InfoWars to see what Jones was up to, leaving us with little doubts that this guy played a large hand in crafting our current world.
Hey, thanks for watching Who Is. Did you know we have a podcast now too? On Who Is, the podcast, I'll dive deep into the fascinating lives of the people who run things, whose decisions impact every aspect of our lives. How did they get where they are today? And knowing that, what might they do next? From politicians to the ultra-rich, to military contractors and monarchs and media moguls, I'll introduce you to the reporters and experts who know these real-life world molders best. Sharp-eyed observers and confidants who observe our subjects as they make the decisions that define our everyday lives. To see more, hit the link or search Who Is on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. And for more of the video series you know and love, be sure to check out the Snapchat versions and our series playlists on YouTube and Facebook.